Man, this video is becoming more and more frustrating. This is like take number 8. And it's just getting later and later and later. And I'm realizing I just need to kind of be as excited as possible to kind of convey the information that I learned today. So, hey, hello again. Even though this is the first time you're listening to it. Today was a good day. It wasn't a profitable day. It was a break-even day. But it was a good lesson learning break-even day. I learned some things this morning from listening to a couple of trading podcasts. I don't want to go into those things because as soon as I do, then I trip myself up and the video gets boring, and then that leads me to another retake. So I've learned my lesson now, 8 takes in. I'm not going through what I learned today in those podcasts. I will just say that the one podcast is called The Words of Wisdom, and the second podcast is called Lauren Likes to Trade or something like that. Basically, the uncle, his name is Mike, who taught Tory Trades how to trade. He's now featured on the other member of the family, whose name is Lauren, and it's a relatively new YouTube channel. I liked what he said on that thing, and I liked what the dude said on the Words of Wisdom podcast. And there are many different podcasts. Which one did I listen to today? You don't know. So, but it's irrelevant. I'm just mentioning that for fact checkers. If somebody checks this thing out like 3 years down the line when I am rich and famous. Cool. Today I traded the DAX during the Dow Jones Open times. I was at my desk from about 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, around about 9 o'clock. And what I wanted to see was, can I trade that time, the DAX, during that Dow time? Because I've never done that before, and I'm very happy to say that absolutely yes, I can. And the market moved exactly like it made me very happy with how it moved. However, I opened my account today with, again, demo account, minus 992.44, and it closed at minus 1016.20. So a loss of 23 something dollars, which is okay because I definitely had some phenomenal profitable trades today, but unfortunately the knife of 1,000 paper cuts whittled away those profits. And so I think that's the big major thing that the big major hurdle that I need to work on. So I mentioned earlier, like a good couple of videos ago, there are 2 hurdles that you need to overcome in this industry. And I'm kind of running with this idea of there are different hurdles that you need to jump, that are obstacles that you need to figure out how to get over to finally reach that elusive little carrot at the end of the stick of profitability and authenticity and genuineness as a professional trader in this weird career where you have gamblers and poor people, and it's just so weird. But I said hurdle number 1 is, can you overcome, if you were exposed to this industry from a weird angle, can you overcome that and figure out where a good mentor is, or a good book, or can you overcome the bad introduction to get to the good knowledge? Because some people do just get introduced to this business from a scammer or from a tipster. There are many different ways. Can you overcome that hurdle? And then from there, hurdle number 2, can you overcome the idea that there's this elusive mystery strategy out there that no one else knows? This Valhalla at the end of the rainbow pot of gold. And if you manage to find this elusive pot of gold strategy, then, only then with that strategy, will you finally lead yourself into profits. And that's not the case. And most people get stuck in that hurdle and running that hamster wheel for years, thinking that the strategy is wrong and I need to figure out some other elusive strategy. I know because I was in that hamster wheel for a good couple of years until I realized it's not the strategy, it's all you. So can you overcome that? And then I said, I didn't really know what hurdle number 3 is, because obviously I'm making up this whole thing as I go. But I did know that obviously there is a hurdle, and now I've been able to label it. That's the whole point of today's trading session. It allowed me to label what is that hurdle. And so I would call that hurdle, can you become profitable? Can you move from becoming a break-even trader to a very profitable trader? And so at the end of today's training session, there's two questions in my head of what do I need to improve on? Because if you think of things from like a professional athlete's point of view, they don't focus on seconds. Amateurs do. Professionals focus on like the split seconds, like the slightest of narrowest of edges that allows you to become like the world's greatest. So obviously within trading, there's time. I'm not talking about time here. I'm talking about other small little slight edges in psychology and operations of how you operate and conduct your trading. Those little subtle tweaks make all the difference. So there are two things that are playing around in my head. One has a lot more weight to it, but the only way to figure out that one of the two things is by workshopping that question. And I don't know what I'm going to see at the end of that. I'm going to have to maybe sink in a couple of days of just workshopping this idea. So let's see what happens at the end of that. But anyways, here are the two things that I think I need to workshop on for hurdle number 3 to become a profitable trader, not a break-even trader. First thing is my hit rate bad? Is it a matter of I am taking trades that I just shouldn't be taking at all? I don't think that's the case, but I'm open to being wrong. Or is it a matter of the trades are good, but my management of them while the trade is live isn't good? So that's question number 1. Is it a hit rate thing? And I do think those questions are valid. I do think that everything can be improved on. But I think here's number 2. I think this is the thing that I need to work on. Is it a matter of, instead of waiting for the market, if the market is not going my way during a trade while it is live, instead of waiting for the market to hit my stop loss, therefore taking a bigger knock to my account, if I can see that the market is simply just gradually going up to or down to that stop loss, should I just get out the trade and just take the loss? Because it's going to be a loss regardless. But can I reduce that loss size? And by doing so, would that then mean that I will be profitable? So there's two little, like, if I think of that as the idea, then there's two outcomes to that. The first outcome is, what if I'm right? So if I'm right, that means I've reduced, like, yes, I've taken a loss, but also I've reduced the hit on my account because the market was clearly going like in the wrong direction. I was wrong. The other thing is then FOMO. So like, what if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? And I'm closing the trade far too early. I mean, this is pretty much welcome to trading 101, noob. You close out of your position far too early, and then it actually does go in the way that you want. So then what do I do in that situation? Do I get in? But then obviously I'm going to be at a price that is not ideal. Or do I just wait and see? Because then you get situations where it's like the double psych out. So it's like, oh, cool, I've just made a loss. Let me chase the trade. And then the trade looks like it's going in your direction, but no, psych out. Boom. Straight back up. And then you lose again. Because those happen. And I've been in those trades before. And again, it's all these like micro adjustments in thought and operation. But I will say this. How I initially learned to trade with that stop loss rule specifically, that's how I initially learned to trade. And I did the maths on my trades today. I just said, okay, cool. If I took an average of all the losses, and if I just said to myself, what if I had a hit rate on closing those trades before they actually hit the stop loss? So yes, I'm taking a loss of, let's say, maybe 3 points, 4 points instead of 10 points. Would the profit that I made today, like, because I did have very good profitable trades, but would the total of those profitable trades actually be profitable if, let's say, I ran and like I took those losses and I just cut them very quickly? And turns out I would actually be in profit. So I think I'm going to run that experiment, which is, I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's really daunting for me to be running that experiment. Like it's taking me away from other things, but at the same time, now there's like a little itch in my brain that says I just have to try. I have to see what happens. So let's see what happens. Okay. Because then my focus now is less about how to become more profitable and more about how do I close the trades faster. And I don't know if the outcome to that would then be I'll be more profitable. I just don't know. So let's see what happens. Because obviously it's exciting to be profitable. It's exciting to want to be profitable. But, it's the same thing of saying, like, I want to have a six-pack, but I'm not willing to go to the gym and do the stuff and also eat the nutrition. So let's see what happens. I'm going to run with that. And who knows, maybe that will take me past hurdle number 3. Cool. I think I've been talking too long. Let me go through my trades with you. Like I said, I did 14 trades. Trade number 1. Hey, load. Cool. Trade number 1 was abysmal. It was a loss. First of all, let me go through the spreadsheet. Sorry, guys. I promise you I will make things far more entertaining. It's just almost midnight and I'm tired. So in the next couple of videos, I'll see what I can do. I just don't want to drink coffee at this time of night. I have a spreadsheet that I work with per market. And that spreadsheet tells me in my live account, based on that amount of money in the live account, here is the amount of money that I can trade per point. And so for the DAX, I can do $3 and what was it? $3, I think, and 30 cents per point. And so I'm saying to myself, can I bring my demo account, which is in minus, to break even and profit based on that number, that $3 per point 30? Because if I can manage to do that, I think that's very good. So every single one of my trades were $3.30 per point on the DAX. So trade number 1, horrendous. It was a loss, $14.50. The next couple of trades, great. However, I do think I think every single one of these, I think I could have let run, but I either closed the trade or I stopped myself out with like a little bit of profit. So the next one was 2 points profit, great. Next one was almost a loss, so it was like $1 profit. Next one, 2 points profit, $6.60. Cool. Let's go to the first major nice one. This one was a almost $25 profit. Now we had the next 3, which were terrible trades. $18 loss, $17 loss, $13 loss. Then we had the big whammy. This one was delicious. It was a nice long run, and it was a bullish trade, and $82.50. And when I get those kind of trades, I'm just like, fuck yes. This is why I do this thing. I'm sorry for swearing, but this is why I do this, because I know that this is possible. I know I've done this many times. It's now just about hit rate and reducing those losses. At least I think that's what I'm working on. At least I think, because the next couple of trades until I close them off, they were all just losses. It just completely ate up that $82. So Next loss, $23. Next loss, $17. Next loss, $10. Next loss, $23. Next loss, $6. And I'm looking at all those and I'm like, if I just cut those immediately, at least this is my thought pattern at the moment. How about for the next couple of days, I just work on cutting quick. Like, I see it's not going the way that I want, just cut. And then we'll see what happens from there. Cool. So that's it. Sorry, it's midnight. I'm a little bit tired, but that's my little journal. I hope everything that I said today helped and it didn't bore you to tears. Or maybe it did put you to tears, in which case it's helped. Sorry, not tears. Sleep. Maybe it did put you to sleep, in which case it helped because now you're having a nice, peaceful sleep. And talking about peaceful sleep, that's what I'm going to go do now. Peace out.